Hello, YouTube. This is Forever 39, and I put this video off for kind of a while because let's face it, I have been tired since last weekend's race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. My sleep schedule has been quite messed up. Not as much as some other people, but anywho's I I've been playing this for like the last few days. I wanted to give you my thoughts on the race because I went to all three races this past weekend. Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and Cup Series races, and thought I'd show you all what I got and how everything went down. First, well, first off, I want to mention, unfortunately, I did not go to the K&N West season opener at the dirt track at Las Vegas, but want to congratulate Haley Deegan on her second career win. That must have been one heck of a show. But hey, they're gonna air that race later tonight on NBCSN. So I'm sending my DVR for that. But like I said, I did get to go on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for all three of the National Series races that were going on here. Now, most of you all know I hate Kyle Busch. I really effing hate Kyle Busch. So I had to suffer through him winning two races. Luckily, he did not pull the weekend sweep, but whatever. Even if it wasn't just him, I don't like seeing Cup guys win in lower series. But at least he wasn't dominant Saturday as he was on Friday. Looked well. Actually, before I go on with more of that, let me show you all what I got on Friday, because that's where I met most of the drivers. Um, I kind of got to the track a little late on Saturday. I was just having a rough day on Saturday. I'll get to that in a little bit. I met a handful on Sunday. But let me show you the guys that I met on Friday. Well, most of them I got pictures with, but I grabbed a few of their hero cards and, talked to them for a little bit. No. Okay, first off, this is Jesse Awuji. He served in the Navy, so I give him credit for that. Anthony Alfredo. I saw him run the dirt track race last spring. He did pretty good. Stuart Friesen, probably one of the only few guys that was able to keep up with Kyle Busch on Friday night. I really wanted him to finally get a win this year. Your defending Truck Series champion Brett Moffitt, he ran pretty good on Friday as well. It's kind of nice to meet him. Sheldon Creed, your winner from last year's K&N West event. He's also from the same place as Jimmy Johnson, El Cajon, California. Austin Hill, your 2019 Truck Series season opener winner at Daytona. He's actually already 3 races in the season. He still ran pretty good. Angela Ruck. Didn't have too much time to talk to her, but glad they kept him Nemco Motorsports going with her. Tyler Dipple, your defending K&N East Series champion. Hoping for him to have a good season. He's kind of in a mid-tier ride, but hey, that team can crack top 10, top 5. So see how that goes. And his teammate Gus Dean, I'm not gonna lie, I really like that LG car truck. I almost called it a car. I've done that mistake plenty of times. Scott Stencil. I gotta be boldly honest. I have no idea who he is. Natalie Decker, who finished 13th in that race, did surprisingly well. I gotta be honest here. I had a little bit of a fail. I accidentally called her Deegan when I was there. I don't think she'll remember that, but yeah, that was a fail on my part. Harrison Burden. He's the son of Jeff Burden. If a lot of you don't know, I'm hoping for him to have a good season as well. Todd Yellowland. Now, interesting fact, and I did talk with him for a little bit. I told Todd I did used to live in Riverside, California, where he's from. I used to live closer to where the old Riverside Raceway used to be. Where they tore it down and built the mall. I used to live like like a mile or two away from there. Kind of disappointing they didn't keep the track because the mall is not doing. Last time I went there, the mall is not doing so good, and in this day and age. Corey Roper. I don't know how, but he qualified real good. He fell back in the field, unfortunately. Oh, now this was my favorite part. I'm gonna show you two of these in one. We got Ben Rhodes and we got Timothy Peters. A lot of you don't know. Um, Peters was my all-time favorite truck series driver. Back when Red Horse Racing was still around. But sadly, that team shut its doors in 2017, and he's been flip flopping with rides since. I know Peters won the Talladega truck race last year, but he says right now this is a part time deal. Now, where I became a fan of Rhodes is, Ben was kind of a cool guy, but I remember one time I think it was either 2016 or 17. You know, I brought one of his old K&N East diecasts, the little promo cars that they had back then, and I got him to sign it, and it was kind of like a good luck charm because I think that was the race that he won in Vegas in 2017. He still kind of remembers me since then. But those two were sitting right next to each other, and I got a picture of both of them. My current favorite and my all-time favorite. Couldn't ask for anything better than that. So, if you, Ben, Timothy, if you guys are watching this, not so sure if they are, but if you are, I'm hoping you have a good season, Ben, and I'm hoping you get some more, more chances at a ride, Timothy. I'm not ready to see you retire yet. Okay, now back to the rest. You get Spencer Boyd. Same thing, hoping he'll have a good season as well in the mid-tier ride. Matt Crafton. And finally, Grant Enfinger. I was hoping he'd pull off the, going back to back at Vegas, but fortunately that wasn't meant to be. Maybe he might win in September. We'll see. I know there's no Cup guys allowed in that race. And before I get to the rest of the stuff, I just want to at least tell you how that race went on Friday. It was a nice, cool, windy evening there, and you probably saw I live streamed that. It was kind of, uneventful. at least from where I was sitting, and unfortunately, I had to witness Kyle Busch winning again. Maybe I may not go to his spring truck race next year if they still have two on their schedule, but we'll see. Oh, one more thing before I get going. To my next part. Before all races started and everything, I was in the neon garage area. While they were having, I think it was Cup qualifying and Xfinity final practice, and I'd gotten something to eat, got a Coke to drink. I kept my Coke bottle, which came very handy. You know why? Because like drivers were passing by where the fans were like handful of times. I did get a picture of some, but some of them were too busy. However, there were at least three that took their time out to sign this for me. Let me show you these real quick. The I don't know if my camera's focusing, but it's Clint Boyer signature, Ryan Preece, and John Hunter Nemechek. Funny thing about Preece, he was walking by with Kurt Busch, and he was like, "Yeah, I got nothing better to do. Anyone want me to sign something?" And I hand him my Coke bottle, and then me and him talked for a bit. He's like, "I prefer Pepsi more." I said same thing, but they don't serve Pepsi products there. Oh, but that was fun. Always keep a Coke or drink bottle with you around just in case a driver walks by. You never know; those things come in handy. I mean, I got one signed from Keselowski last year. I still kept it. Now on to Saturday. Saturday was just everything that went wrong could go wrong for me almost. I didn't get to meet any of the drivers. I got to the track a little late. Um, I watched I watched the Xfinity race. I Same thing. Kyle Busch won. He wasn't as dominant on Saturday as he was Friday because there were quite a handful of different leaders. Cole Custer led. John Hunter Nemechek was up there. Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell. Looked like Reddick and Bell were the only two that could have challenged Busch because I know he had a loose wheel at the beginning of the race, and then the second to last restart, you probably saw Reddick got loose underneath Kyle Busch and crashed, took out on him, Bell, and a couple of other guys. And at that point, I was like, screw it. Kyle Busch is going to end up winning this. Which unfortunately he did. Having a tough time remembering the rest of the results. I remember I said Noah Gragson finished third. I wanted to, go down and congratulate him in person, but they had, the neon garage area blocked off. And I was also gonna go congratulate, Ryan Sieg because he finished third. He's sponsored by Lombard Bros Gaming. Probably not a lot of I hung out with Joseph Lombard and his friend Brendan Littell, about a month or two ago when they had the test session here in Vegas, and hung out with them a bit this past weekend. I actually participated in an event that they had going on over at my local pole position raceway. It was called the Dash in the Desert. I was there. Those two were Darian of Black Flags Matter was there. It was really cool. I finally got to meet him. Diego was there. and it was just a fun event. I want to share a little bit real quick. Of course, if you've probably seen their vlog by now, which I'm guessing is up, Darian, the tire fell off of his cart, and we all started to die of laughter. I didn't think that was possible on those carts, but it was. Though I think I made the highlight reel of the night. I don't know if any of them caught it on camera. I still have yet to watch the vlog, at least from Joseph's perspective, but I had a bit of a scary crash. Going into the second to last corner, the brakes on those go-karts were not the best, and I ended up underneath the barrier. It it shocked me a little. It shocked everyone. Like everyone kept asking me if I was okay or not, and I was. I'm I was a bit sore and scratched up from that. In fact, I'm still a little bit sore. Nowhere near as bad as I was Saturday, but I definitely made the highlight reel. I'm not gonna lie. I take about I take about 90% of the fault on that crash because well, no one else was involved, but it's my lack of experience. When I went, it had been a good solid about 2 or 3 years since I've been in a go kart of any type. I used to do this a lot when I was in my mid teens, but I haven't done it since then because it kind of costs a lot of money to go out and race those things there, and so basically it's my lack of experience. But those brakes really weren't the greatest. I mean, I had to let off the throttle more than just to get through some corners rather than just use the brakes. But despite that, I still had a lot of fun that night. I still want to thank those two for putting on that event, and hopefully we can do it again in September when NASCAR's back out here. I did also get to talk to Darian again, on Sunday because I was down in the Neon Garage area where they were having the drivers meeting, and he was working there. The night before I asked him, some advice on how to get a job over at the speedway, like what he does. So I'm I'm gonna take that advice and look to it in the future. Because don't get me wrong, I still love NASCAR, but ever since I moved here to Las Vegas, I've gotten too attached to it, and you know, I would have a really difficult time trying to move to North Carolina to work with someone. So who knows? Maybe I could stay here and work at the Speedway. You never know. And one more thing before I go on to what happened on Sunday. My freaking lanyard broke. Same one I got. This was the one I got in Talladega, and it broke on me. I was like, gee, what else can go wrong? So before I left the track, after the Xfinity race ended, I had to grab another one. I did this one for my dad mostly. I got a 2019 Jimmy Johnson LA lanyard because, to be fair, I hate Lowe's now after they pretty much just took a dump on him after all the years of support that he gave him. But hey, this one really does look cool. I still don't like the hood on this car, but you know, at least this one held up. I hope it holds out a lot more. I'm probably gonna junk this one after a while, but I'd show you. I wasn't making it up when I said it broke. Oh, while I was in there, I did manage to get something because really wasn't too much merchandise. I did get a Las Vegas Motor Speedway hat. Funny thing, I've been going to this track for nearly 10 years now, and I never got a hat from them. Well, now I do. I'll put this in my collection along with my Talladega hat, my Texas hat, my Atlanta hat, and I'm probably going to get more track hats, whenever I can. I prefer to grab them when I visit those tracks. And I still collect diecast, but there was really only one that I wanted there. And this is Eric Almirola's 2018 Gold Bowling Ford Fusion for Stewart Haas Racing. Hope y'all can see it well. I'm trying to get it in the picture. I haven't collected much diecast over the last 2 months for a couple of reasons. One, I lost my job in early January of this year for being sick. Well, yeah, pretty much being sick. What happened was this. I left my old job at McDonald's in December because, to be honest, there were some things going on behind the scenes that I can't really talk about on here, but let's just say they were really abusive. And then I went to work for Blaze Pizza, um, you know, throughout the month of December, and then I got sick around Christmas time because I had strep throat. They got someone to fill in for me. And then when I got better, a better week and a half after that, I asked them if when can I come back to work, and they kept putting it off, saying we'll get you back in soon. Just call us whenever you're ready or whatever. I called them several times, kept putting me on hold, and they eventually let me go. It was complete and utter BS. I'm trying to keep this clean because YouTube's cracking down on swearing, but I'm still a bit mad to this day. So, I ate through all my savings just to support my family, and because we had a lot of things going on, like behind the scenes, and even if I explained it, some people may not want to hear it or whatever. But it's just been pure hell these first since Christmas time, pretty much. I would like to at least tell you guys before I show you the rest of my stuff that I do have I I do have a job opening up soon with a new Albertsons that's about a few blocks away from where I live. So no, I'm gonna be working there eventually. Start building up and earning more money and stuff. So it's still pretty much a similar line of work. I'll be working with food, but I won't be working in fast food, which was kind of a nasty industry for me. So let's see how that goes. All right, well, back to when I got done at the race on Sunday. Same thing. I didn't have much time to for drivers to sign my stuff because they were heading to the driver and crew meeting over at the Neon Garage, and they really beefed up security over in that area. And plus, I had to I was right by a lot of fans that were pushing and shoving and stuff like that to get their stuff signed. So it's not easy. I did get a picture of a handful of guys. I met Chris Busher, Corey LaJoy, Eric Jones, Austin and Ty Dillon. They both still remember me from this day. I did see Ross Chastain. Now, interesting thing. I kept my ticket from last year's Xfinity Fall race where he got his first win at. Actually ran into Ross a couple of times throughout this whole weekend, and well, boom. I finally got him to sign it because he was the winner of that race, and you know that kind of made my day. This made my day even more. As you probably have seen by the thumbnail, I also got Jimmy Johnson to sign my hat. I grabbed this hat last year because they were getting rid of his old Lowe's stuff. This was the only thing that didn't have Lowe's on it, even though it's like blue and white. But my Jimmy was one of the drivers that got me in the NASCAR when I was back in 2006. So this is a major accomplishment for me. I'm really happy I finally got his signature because everyone's just once speculating by 2020, 2021 he's gonna retire. So I've been doing everything I can to meet Jimmy. This made my day. I'm like, given I pretty much said to myself, this race is not good. I still got to meet one of my childhood heroes, and that's all that matters. All right, well, let's talk about the race itself. The Pennzoil 400% by Jiffy Lube. While we're at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, that was last Sunday's race, because there's still a lot of buzz going, to this day about it, because that was the race NASCAR fully showed off its 2019 package for the Trackstar 1.5 mile and up with the reduced horsepower, the bigger with what was it called again? It's not restrictor plate, but crap, I forgot what it's called. It'll probably come back to me later, but it had the aero ducts, the bigger spoiler, the bigger splitter, reduced horsepower. Anyways, um, the race, because I was there, I did get to witness it. I'm gonna put it to you like this, and I'm gonna be bold and honest. So, I mean, you guys may have your opinions on it, but don't get butthurt if I share mine. The race itself was, it had its boring moments, but it was not a total flop. I mean, it was caution free, well, with the exception of the stage ending cautions. Um, but there were no incidents on track, no debris or anything, no one spinning out or anything. But still, there was quite a bit of passing. Most of the day, the race was shuffled between a couple of different guys. Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, and Brad Keselowski were all fighting for the lead. But then you saw a handful of guys I wasn't expecting to be up there. Like, I really wasn't expecting Eric Jones to be up there, or Stenhouse at the most part. Johnson was up there for a little bit. William Byron, Alex Bowman was up there for a little bit. I really wasn't expecting Kurt Busch to be up there, like at the beginning of the final stage, and he held the lead for quite a bit. But like I said, it was basically mostly between his brother Logano, Keselowski, and Harvick, all swapping spots for the lead. And like I said, race did have its boring moments, but it it wasn't a total flop, and it wasn't pack racing like what we saw in at the test session. I don't know if some of these guys could have been going a little easy or not. Yeah. And then, um, no, those last few laps between Keselowski and Logano were getting real exciting because they were. It seemed like they were both swapping spots for the lead like every lap. But ultimately, in the end, you saw Keselowski tried to close in on Logano, but couldn't make it work, and Joey Logano ended up winning the race. I I was quite happy. I was mostly happy Kyle Busch did not pull off the weekend sweep. I would have been really mad if he did, and I had to sit through that. But the finish was quite good. Restarts were good. Obviously, the Penske cars are still kicking butt like they were near the end of last season, even though this is with a different package. But and also, I have to admit, Joey Logano, one of the best drivers to do a burnout out there. I love it when he does a burnout. I should also mention I did try to meet him and get him to sign my ticket also, but he didn't notice me. But I may get him to do it in the fall, hopefully. But I thought the race was good. Like I said, it had its boring moments, but it was not a total flop. Probably if I were to rank this between 1 to 10 scale, I'm gonna go with a 7 to be fair. I and my thoughts on this package. Now that I got to see the full thing in person, you know, no, I'm still optimistic about it. I'm not gonna shoot it down, but this was it. It this race was a bit lackluster, but like I said, not a total flop. Is a whole lot better than last year's because compared to last year's spring race, Kevin Harvick pretty much led the field from start and no one could catch him. He won all three stages and got the win. Of course, he was penalized for that. And I'm not gonna lie, I was talking to my dad about it, and I was straight with him. I told him that one was bogus in last spring, but this past one, same thing. It had its boring moments, but it was not a complete flop. I don't mind some fans being critical about this package. I think it might need a little tweaking, but but I think some people need to just stop crying about it. I'm kind of completely agree with what Joey Logano said after that race. If the race was not the best, but if if NASCAR can't do anything to please you, then just go watch something else and get out. Because I get really tired of whiny fans. Also, just face it. Um, Look, I'm gonna be honest here. NASCAR does still do some things to piss me off at times. I think I said this in the Facebook comic that they do, but they are trying their damn hardest just to get everyone back on their side, or at least get the sport growing back to the way it used to be. I mean, we finally got rid of one of the people that was the biggest problem, and that was Brian in France. You probably saw I did a rant video about that, and I'm still glad he's gone. But NASCAR is pretty much said now. They're gonna try to start listening to the fans this year. You fans that are being so critical and negative need to start supporting NASCAR. If not, then get on out. Just put up or shut up at this point. I sorry they sound a little mean, but I'm quite annoyed with whiny fans that can't be pleased. But overall, I had a very good weekend at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. No, I was very glad to meet Black Lives Matter, and meet up with Lombard again, meet up with all those other guys. So go if I can remember to do so, I'll put their the links to their channels in the description. But give them all watch or subscribe, and because I do want to see those guys grow as well as my channel. I'm gonna try to start doing a little bit more on my channel, but I'm gonna try to balance that out with my work schedule. But anyways, I had a very good weekend. I need to get my mind off of a lot of things that have been going on in my personal life, so I needed this to get my mind off of it. And I can't wait to go again in September. I would like to go to the one at Auto Club in a week or two, but that's going to be a stretch. But no, that doesn't happen. NASCAR will always be back in September in Las Vegas, and there's still the Phoenix Fall race. I'm gonna try to swing for that also. Well, I think this video has gone on long enough. If any of you watched, thank you for watching, and hopefully we have a good race in Phoenix this weekend. I'll see you all later.